Hi, and happy Friday. This is our 15th Clean My Space Live. I'm so excited for today because I get to bring on my cleaning bestie, Lori Williamson from Now It's Clean. And Lori and I have known each other for a couple of years. She first came on the scene during, what was that time again? Oh, yes, the pandemic. And the sign of a good friendship is predicated upon when you first see someone and you're like, I don't like her. And I think Lori and I felt that way about each other. And then we met and we're like, we love each other. So Lori and I spent a lot of time together because we are both part of the laundry league with P&G. So we work with Tide and Downy and a whole bunch of lovely laundry brands. So we've had a lot of opportunity to spend time together, not only socially, but in learning. And we've invested a significant amount of time in learning as much as we can about cleaning, because we are both firm believers that while we don't love cleaning, we want to find the best ways to do it. Lori's very much like me. So I can continue to talk about her, or I can just have Chad bring her on in. There she is. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
And Lori has, as I love to say, the best voice in the business. Actually, whenever I call her, that's always how I say hi to her. I'm like, hello. And then she's like, hello. It's very funny. Anyway, I guess this probably like one of you had to be there moments. Hey, Lori.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
For
you're like,
sure.
okay, stop talking. Why don't you spend some time just introducing yourself to the Clean My Space audience? So anyone who doesn't know who you are, just tell them about
Oh,
who you are
yeah,
and what
for
you do and
sure.
where we can find you.
Sure. So my name is Lori, and on social, I go as Now It's Clean. I started this cleaning page, mostly cleaning, laundry uh, page a couple of years ago, first on TikTok, then went to Instagram. And it's been a really fun ride sharing kind of what I learned when I was a kid from my parents about how to clean and maintain your home. And then since being on social, I've had the opportunity to learn so much more.
Yeah. And where can people find you? You said
I'm on
like your
TikTok.
handle.
I'm on, yeah, so I'm at Now It's Clean. I'm on TikTok at Now It's Clean. I'm on Instagram, it's Now It's Clean. And then I'm also coming up with a YouTube channel, which on Instagram, I have another page called Now It's Lori, um, which is like, like skincare, hair, travel. And I'm probably going to be mixing both of those on my YouTube channel.
Now, Lori will not tell me how old she is. So anytime we travel, I always try to look at her passport. But the
And we're
good
traveling
thing,
together soon.
I know we're traveling on Thursday. So everyone who's watching, you better believe I'm going to do my best to steal this woman's passport and have a sneak peek at her age. But what I did want to say about Lori is her skincare and hair care routines are just on point, because her skin, like in person, like you can see it on camera. And I'll be honest, I have a filter on today because I'm just not having a good skin month.
I want a filter. My hair is so
No,
messy.
no, you're
I
not
was like,
getting a filter. Your
it's been
skin's
good.
perfect. But Lori has great skin and great hair. So definitely worth checking her content out for that. So Lori, before we get started, I just want to say two things. First of all, we are going to Texas next week together. We're going to South by Southwest in Austin because we're doing a really amazing product launch with Tide. We can't say any more than that. My dad was over last night babysitting, and he's like, what are you doing in Texas? I'm like, Dad, I can't tell you. And he's like, but I'm your dad. I'm like, Dad, I signed a form. I can't tell you. So
Exactly.
March 8th is when we're going to be able to announce what that product is. It really isn't. It is mind
It's
blowing, is it not?
incredible. It's
And
incredible. You know what I think it's really cool is that we're a part of that.
yeah,
Like one of the biggest innovations in laundry in, I don't know, our lifetime
yeah,
probably. And we got to have an opportunity to see this secret product and test it out. And here we are going to be a part of the launch, which I think is quite special.
yeah, it is. And you and I are going to live stream from Texas as well after we announce the product. Um, So if you want to join that live stream, anyone who's watching and sort of be a part of this, the way I can explain it is like when Steve Jobs announced iPhone for the first time in 2007. That is really how big this feels. So Lori and I are going to be announcing on social when that live stream is, and you can follow along. And I think that's going to be either on Instagram or TikTok or both. We talked about maybe doing both. Okay.
Both, yeah.
Anyway, oh, there we go. Hello, party time.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. So the purpose of this is to answer audience questions. Before we get cracking, I do want to mention we have a sale over at Makers Clean. Every Friday during these live streams, we announce our Flash Sale Friday. This week, we've got our large space kits at 30% off, which is an amazing deal. We actually just did a photo shoot for Makers Clean on Wednesday. If you check the Clean My Space Instagram account, you can see some behind the scenes photos.
That was a beautiful house.
Yeah, it sure was. Thanks to Jason for letting us use his house. He works with us. We also have code coupon 10, coupon 10. Wow. Huh, hello. YouTube 10 is a coupon code that you can use to save 10% off all regularly priced items at Makers Clean any other time. So go ahead and do that. The way it's going to work is Lori and I are going to trade off answering your questions. So any questions that you have, pop them into the chat. And Lori and I, you could say, Melissa, can you answer this? Lori, can you answer this? Whatever the case is, or we'll just flip-flop answering them. So I'm going to get going with the first one. We've got it from Camilla Burns. How to clean a tarnished silver bowl, like a trophy or an award. So here's your answer. There's a product called Peek, like I'm going to peek in that room, P-E-E-K. Comes in a silver toothpaste looking tube. It is an excellent polish. You can actually use it for like fiberglass tubs and all sorts of different surfaces. It's a great product. And that is what you can use to get rid of that tarnish. Easy and done. You're going to apply it. You're not going to let the product sit on the surface for very long. Like you're going to apply it and start working it right away. You're going to get a flat weave cloth like this, use a buffing motion, and that should take care of all the tarnish. Over to you, Lori.
Ooh, okay. This is from Joy Davidson. How should I clean my electric toothbrush? I use vinegar and water currently. I mean, I feel like that sounds pretty fantastic. I have an electric toothbrush, and what I normally do is run it under some water, and then I will remove, like uncouple the device from the head. I will rinse the head of the toothbrush, lay it down, and then I will go through and like try to like run the water, because sometimes I notice that I get like some toothpaste that's like lodged in there. So I'll run the device underwater, and then I will wipe it down with like a rag. So if you wanted to spray with vinegar, I'm not sure how that would be on the insides, but I mean on the toothbrush head, yes, you could do that. But I think water should be just like sufficient, and then just making sure that the base, the charging base, that you are going through with like a microfiber cloth and just like cleaning that up. And I'd probably do that on like a weekly basis.
I found with electric toothbrushes, my dentist told me I had to stop using it because I was too aggressive on my gums. So now I'm back to manual.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a savage.
Do you the one I have, which is an Oral-B, it actually has a red
and it tells you when you're being too aggressive?
Yes, you're being too aggressive.
Well, this one is from the Paleozoic era, so it doesn't have that feature. And my dentist was just like, just use a manual, please and thanks. But when I was using an electric toothbrush, I would dry it really well, because I found if it stayed wet for too long, you would get that gunky buildup, which is so gross.
You definitely have to dry, not just air dry, but yeah, I would go in with a cloth, or a towel or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. All righty. We've got a question here from Jive Kicks and Flicks. Why does lint appear in the dryer, and how do I properly clean it out? Okay, I'm going to take this one, and then I'm going to throw it over to Lori too, to see if she has anything she wants to fill in. So lint appears in the dryer because as your clothes are going through the tumbling process, your clothes are shedding fibers, and those fibers collect. The ideal is that they are going to collect into your lint trap. If for whatever reason your lint trap is clogged, or the slot where your lint trap sits is clogged, um, then you're perhaps going to be seeing lint in the dryer. It could also be indicative that there's something in the load that is linting heavily. So is there a paper towel in the pocket or a Kleenex or something like that? Like, been there, done that. That has happened. So those are the things that I would suggest that you check. If those things, have lint in them, the lint trap and the lint trap slot, then you would want to clean those out. The duct is another
And
issue that you
hair.
might run into.
And hair.
Hair. Yeah. I'm going to let you get to hair in a sec. I just want to talk about this. So the duct, which is if you have a vented dryer, it's sort of like that elephant trunk looking hose that kind of vents out of your house or your condo. That has to be cleaned every now and then as well. And if you notice your dryer is taking a really long time to dry, you're seeing lint in the dryer, that's not clearing, it could be indicative of that. So you can either DIY that if you're comfortable taking that task on, or you can bring someone on to do that. Okay, Lori, what do you think?
Yeah, no. So speaking about that, that is one of those things that are on social media that is so oddly satisfying, where they take that like long brush thing that they put, I guess maybe with a drill, and they go in. So from the outside, they go in and they like are drilling through it, and you just see all of that buildup of lint, and that might be a reason why it's taking your clothes so long to dry. It's also a fire hazard, the fact that it's in there for such a long time. It's probably one of those tasks. You and I need to do like a collab on all the random things that people often forget to clean, and that is one of them.
Yeah.
100%. I live in a condo, and my condo has a trap door at the
Yeah.
top.
At
And
the
if I
top.
don't pull that down, it is just covered in like lint. And as Melissa said, like lint is all the stuff that's coming off of your clothes. It's like the hair that you have. I'm not sure if you deal with this as a long haired woman, but
Obviously.
does your hair not just shed everywhere? It's like
Of course.
everywhere. It's in your clothes, right? And then all of a sudden you go, because I've had people who like message me and they're like, is this too much shedding that I'm having with my hair? It's like everywhere. One of the things I find is like I get lint with my hair and it's everywhere. So, yes. Also, there's like those attachment things that you can get off of Amazon, similar to the one that you use outdoors, where you could go in, depending on the type of dryer that you have, and you
Yeah.
can go on, attach it to your vacuum, and then it can help to like suck it out and stuff like
Yes.
that. And you want to do it. So it's probably a little bit more deeper than, just taking out the lint trap, right? But it's
Yeah.
maybe sometimes you might have to like unscrew just so you can get in there so that it is
Yeah.
kind of all out.
Yeah. That's like that lint trap slot. Yeah. Dryers, when they are not maintained, they just don't do their job. Okay.
Hmm.
Your question there, Lori.
Okay. Heather Casey says, oh, sorry. Lindsay McCain said, should you pre rinse your dishes? This is really interesting because, and I'm very happy that you asked me this question because Melissa and I went on a trip where we learned all about dishwashers. And I have to say, prior to going on this trip to Cincinnati, I used to always pre rinse my dishes. And I just thought my dishwasher is so old. So I didn't have a new fancy dishwasher. So I was like, I had to use like a heavier cycle, right? So maybe like the pots and pan cycle in order to get my dishes clean. But the problem was is that I was pre-rinsing my dishes. So I was, scraping off all the food gunk, and then under the water, I was like rinsing it from the sauces and any of the things and then placing it in the dishwasher. Well, from this trip, when we were in the lab where they literally had like, I don't know, it was like 50, 100 different dishwashers that they used to test all of their dishwashing product. And they said one of the things that a lot of people get it wrong is they are pre rinsing their dishes. And what that means is your dishwasher is not working effectively because what happens is when you have your dishes and it has, let's say you had spaghetti or something like that. So you remove so there's no debris and you rinse it. what happens in the pre-rinse cycle is it basically sends out like a water, and then it drips down into the base. And the dishwasher is basically checking the cloudiness level to be like, should we go a little extra harder or no, based on what kind of sauces and things that it kind of detects. So if you're pre-rinsing your dishes, it's sending a signal to your dishwasher that it doesn't need to clean as maybe hard as it normally would had you not. So the important thing is you're going to want to make sure that you are taking off any food debris, and without rinsing it, you're putting those dishes into the dishwasher, and then you're allowing the dishwasher to do its thing. I also think that using a more premium level of dishwashing detergent is also going to be key, because I think there's varying degrees, but if you wanted to splurge on one item, it would probably be your dishwasher pods. Try to get whatever top of the line one you can that gives you, like, I guess, premium quality washing and rinse at the end of the cycle, so that you don't have to spend more time, energy, water, resources, and soap rewashing your dishes or putting it through the wash again. So long-winded.
No, that was a great response. And that is exactly what we learned. And I want to add one thing, which is when your dishwasher can't detect any dirt, it rinses any of that detergent away instead of the enzymes and whatever other detergents are in there having anything to stick to. It just slips off the dishes and rinses down the drain. So having debris actually gives the detergent something to stick to, cling to, and do its job. And Lori, honestly, when we were in that lab, in the dish lab, were you thinking what I was thinking? Like, God forbid, if it was my job, I'd have to unload 100 dishwashers a day.
I wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
No, I honestly, after that trip, I went home and I have to say, my dishes, so much cleaner. Like,
Yes.
and I was just using a normal cycle. So then I was like, it's not my old dishwasher. It's just that I wasn't using, like, allowing the dishwasher to do the magic that it does. Exactly. And I mean, like, I'm on the market right now looking for a dishwasher. I don't want anything necessarily super fancy, but I just want to make sure that it gets the job done with whatever, product I use. I am a fan of Cascade Platinum Plus.
Yeah, me too. That's my boo, my dishwashing boo.
Yeah.
Lori, why are you looking for a new dishwasher? Tell the audience what's happening.
Yeah. So I live in a condo, and right now this is day 5 of demolition in my condo. I am renovating my condo top to bottom, new kitchen, new bathroom, paint on the wall, new flooring, crown, baseboards. It's my first time ever doing a renovation, so lots and lots of decisions. And I have like white appliances. I never changed it, but here is a perfect opportunity for me to be like, what kind of new appliances? All I know is it is expensive.
Yes.
That's what I know.
Yeah.
This whole process is expensive, lots of choices, have to make a lot of decisions. And I'm excited to have, like, I used to always have questions about like stainless steel, how to maintain your stainless steel appliances. So I think this is gonna be a great time for me to, like, I have electric, I can't put gas in here. So it's gonna be a great time for me to like brush up on my skills in that level, in that respect. But yeah, I'm trying to decide, what do I splurge on in the kitchen? I'm feeling it's going to be the fridge, then maybe the oven, and then microwave, and then dishwasher, because I feel dishwasher is pretty basic. As long as it's doing its thing, it's good.
Yeah. If you have any appliance recommendations, drop them in the comments for Lori, or any reno recommendations or tips. You can drop them in there for her. I will say I have an induction cooktop. All of my kitchen appliances are LG, and I am crazy about induction. Like, to me, we had gas and I got rid of gas and switched to induction, and I'm crazy about it. All right, I want to move on. Wow, we have a lot of questions. Okay. Heidi Bartle says,
Oh, okay, yeah.
What is the easiest way to clean oven racks? I am using Barkeeper's Friend and scrubbing, but it's taking a long, long time. Okay. Such an easy question and harkens back to the conversation we just had about Cascade. So we have a video on this on Clean My Space, and I think we might have a reel of me doing this as well. But basically, we got like one of those big industrial Rubbermaid bins. You can also do this in a bathtub. If you're going to do it, just lie an old towel down so you don't scratch the bottom of the bathtub. You're going to take the oven racks, you're going to pop them into your basin, whatever you're using. You're going to add in a couple of, what you want to do is you want to boil hot water. You want to add your Cascade and use the best Cascade pods you can use. So we use Platinum Plus, Cascade Platinum Plus. You're going to add boiling water to like a jar or a bowl. You're going to put in your pods. You're going to pre-dissolve them, dump them into that big bin, continue to run hot water, and just let that soak overnight. Okay. Lori and I are both fans of like lazy, easy cleaning jobs. Neither of us like to work too hard. We are ladies of luxury, aren't we, Lori? Yes.
We sure are.
Or we try to be anyway. This is one of those jobs that makes it really, really easy. So let that sit overnight the next morning. And we tested this at the CMS HQ. I remember the whole team was watching and we were all very impressed with the results. So I used like a non-scratching scrub pad, like one of the Maker's Clean scrub cloths. I was wearing rubber gloves because it's a bit of a gritty job. And you just wipe, but you don't have to work too hard, Heidi. And I think that is the key. We don't want to work too hard here. So give that a try.
Awesome. Let's go to Claude Hopper. Are steam cleaners worth the money? Well, it depends how much you are spending. If you are getting something like the Bissell Steam Shot, let's say it's like $40, I think it's great. It's handheld. I don't have a lot of space in my condo, so it's great space-wise. If you want something that is a little bit more powerful, then you can look at the Dupre or the McCulloch. I think that those are two brands, and they have lots of different attachments. Steam cleaning they say chemical free, but water is a chemical, but you're literally harnessing the power of water, heat to make steam, and you're going to be able to use it all over the place. So if you have pets, if you have kids, I think it's great if you are looking to decrease your chemical load. I use it to clean like my shower grout, floor grout, great, because they come with different attachments that you're able to like really just like get in there to clean your kitchen appliances. So like your fridge, your stove, even like your taps or any of like the sinks in your kitchen. You just want to blast away things. Also, if you have like kids and you have like high chairs, or you have like any like your mattress, any of those kind of like soft furnishings, you can also use it. So I definitely think it's worth the money. It just depends on what your budget is. Highly suggest checking out Clean My Space's Amazon storefront, because I'm sure you guys have steamers there. But I would say definitely a good thing to have. And I think they're very, very versatile in what you can make them do.
Yeah, I will say like steam cleaning, if you're going to get one, specifically if you're going to get an expensive unit like a Dupre with great quality, what you would want to do is learn how to use it, because I think people get it. It's kind of like what I hear when people say like, oh, I just got like the new Dyson Airwrap, but I have no idea how to use it. Like, it's a powerful tool. You just have to understand how to use it, and then you have to lean in fully. It's like a way of life. Like people who clean with steam, they're like so sold on it. They love it, but it's one of those things that has a bit of a learning curve. So just keep that in mind. Alrighty, here's a question from Catherine Perez. Can you combine Dawn dish and Castile soap? In theory, you can. Castile soap, you can't mix with vinegar, but I wouldn't. There's no point. Castile soap is a soap, and Dawn is a detergent. So what we learned is soap is made from natural ingredients. Detergents are made from synthetic ingredients. So that is the definition. When you look at Castile, it's sort of the natural alternative to a synthetic detergent. That being said, Castile soap, pH neutral, very gentle, but Dawn is the same in terms of being pH neutral and gentle. And because I like to mix my dish soap with vinegar occasionally, I just stick with Dawn. It's easier. And I'm pretty brand loyal to Dawn just because I've tested other brands and just nothing compares. So yeah, I hope that helps. I hope that explains.
Yes. Gabrielle Seals Cook says, what would you recommend for easy organizing tips for ADHD girlies struggling with unorganized drawers, surfaces, and closets? Well, I have a variety of things, and maybe Melissa will come in with this one. One, I'm going to say declutter and have less things so that it is easier to manage. I think when people, and I'm a person that's just dealing with this, I have a lot of stuff. I have given away at least 75% of the things I own. I have a lot, and I still have a lot. So one, I also think getting a cleaning schedule. I'm a to-do list person. Having a cleaning schedule, having a cleaning checklist, some type of cleaning routine that you can clean, that you can declutter your home. I think having some type of regular routine that is manageable is also key. I do the Pomodoro method. So 25 minutes, I am focused on a task. So for example, if you have unorganized drawers, for 25 minutes, you're going to be focused on organizing your drawers. Make sure that every drawer has a theme. So maybe if it's sweaters, if it's underwear and bras, so that you know exactly where you're returning all these items to and everything can be organized. And then for those 25 minutes, you're focused. You put it on your timer, whether it's Alexa, it's on your device. You set the timer for 25 minutes. You don't allow anything to distract you. And you just kind of go through your cleaning routine, your cleaning checklist. And if it's organizing your drawers, you're just spending doing that. Then you take 5 minutes off and then you come back again for the 25 minutes. If you can only do 10-minute sprints, then maybe you only do 10-minute sprints, but it depends. I definitely think you need to be organized with a routine that you're consistent on and have some type of checklist that keeps you focused. There's just so much to say in this topic, but I definitely say figuring out how to have less things, like really say, like, do I actually need this? Do I use this? Is this something that I have actually used in the last year? Also helps, because when you have less things to kind of deal with, the easier it can be, especially if, focusing and all those things could be something that could be an Achilles heel.
Yeah. And Lori, like one of the things that you talk about all the time and something that people can see on your Instagram too, you do this occasionally. I know sometimes you do it in bouts, but like you'll put up like a Monday to-do list and people can like clean along with you. And I think that that's so helpful. And then the other thing, I know you're a big fan of those downloadable schedules for your iPad. Like you're really big on using your iPad and you have an Apple Pencil and like you do that whole thing and that's how you stay on task. I know we talked about Notion. I think you might use that to keep some of your stuff organized.
I
Then
do.
the other thing I'll say is that you were just filming before demo at the condo. Like you were filming all of that decluttering and it is such an effort, but I remember you telling me that it felt great. Like you were so relieved after it was done.
I
Like
100%, 100%. You know what? Since starting this, let's say this business of content creation, checking out a ton of different products, brands sending you products to check out, I realized I didn't have a system where I properly kind of processed the items that I was getting. So I was like ordering things, I wasn't getting to them. So it was just accumulating. And sometimes they say, if you get like Amazon boxes, then fill it up with things that you can give away. Just try to kind of have processes for all the things. But I would say clutter is one of those things that is so like underlooked it's like we do a big declutter, but if we are decluttering on a regular basis, whether that's selling things, donating, I have charities that I donate to if I need to recycle something, but knowing exactly where things could go to get it out of our space is going to help us so much.
Yes, totally. So listen, we have this other question, and it's from Kim Lushy. Please link the red vacuum cleaning tool you showed in a recent video. And it's funny, Kim, because I am trying to find it. Oh my God, wait a minute. Did I find it? Yes, I did. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Okay, I'm going to put this in our little group chat, and I'm going to get the link going for you. Ronit will get that up for you. The brand is Mick Hardy Vacuum, and it is a bagless vacuum cyclone cleaning brush, because I was looking up vacuum cleaning tool, and then of course every crevice tool under the sun came up and all the things, like, because they thought I was looking for just vacuum cleaning tool accessories, but no, I was looking for something very specific, but I found it. That is the brush. So the reason this is important, and I'm glad you asked this question. We were talking about dryers earlier. It's really important to maintain the stuff that you have. Vacuums aren't cheap, at least the good ones, the ones that are going to get the job done right. Shout out to Dyson. You guys know how I feel about Dyson. Anyway, you got to maintain these so that they work well. And we have, like Lori was talking about, her long hair. Hello, I have it too. Riley's hair is pretty long, and we have the cat. Chad's hair, not long. So we don't worry about that. But between everyone who sheds in this house, plus all the stuff that comes off our clothing, all the dirt that comes in, those vacuum canisters get so filthy and so clogged over time. So using a tool like this allows you to go in, remove clogs, get rid of anything that's blocking the vacuum from doing its best job. And every now and then, you have to take your vacuum apart. You have to disassemble the canister, the body, and give everything, including the accessories, a good cleaning. Which, let's be honest, when you clean the vacuum cleaner, you become the vacuum cleaner. There's that meme. I don't know if you've ever seen it before. LOL. But it's important. Like, if you want your vacuum to remove dust and pollutants from your indoor environment, you got to take care of the tools that do the job for you. So I hope that helps you, Kim. I'm really glad I could find that for you.
Cool. I guess Elizabeth Goosen says, I dropped my electric toothbrush head in a cup of hydrogen peroxide and let it bubble away and build up. Any buildup? Any comments? Fantastic. Rinse it afterwards and dry it with a towel, and then you can let it air dry. I think that's great.
Yeah. Hydrogen peroxide is great for cleaning and deodorizing, breaking down stains. So yeah, great suggestion, Lori. Okay, this one's from Tahara Vandenberg Soleil. Hello, ladies. Is peroxide lens cleaner the same as hydrogen peroxide? Can we use it to clean deo stain combined with baking soda? Thanks for answering. Cheers from Netherlands. I'm going to do my best to decode this. And if I make any mistakes, let me know in the comments and I'll try to adjust my answer accordingly. Okay. So peroxide lens cleaner. What I would do if I were you, Tahara, I would look at the package and I would see what the ingredients are. So for example, here's my Aquaphor, my literal skincare heaven on earth. And I would just turn it around and I'd look at the ingredients and I would see what's in there. Because it'll tell you right away. The hydrogen peroxide that you want to use for cleaning is 3%. So if that's what the lens cleaner contains, then you can use it. Now, if you want to use it to clean, deo stain. I'm going to guess it's deodorant stains. Okay.
Deodorant stains.
Yeah. Okay. I was like trying to process that in real time. Yeah. Anyway, it worked. My brain worked, which is amazing. So what you could do, if it is 3% hydrogen peroxide, is you could create a paste mixing equal parts baking soda, hydrogen peroxide. You can apply it to the area where the stains are, let it sit overnight and launder. You might want to repeat it a couple of times. You can also try it just with baking soda and water as well. If you're not totally sure about the lens cleaner being hydrogen peroxide or not. But 3% is what you're going to want to use for any stain removal. And you want to let the baking soda sit long enough so that it dries and draws out any of the deodorant or discoloration. So give that a whirl, launder it, repeat as necessary. This should not harm any of your garments. So hope that helps.
Barbara Hubble, what is the best way to clean wood floors and eliminate streaks? Now, I'm going to say I get this question all the time and I never comment. So I might have to deflect to Melissa. I don't have wood floors. And I feel like there's so much misinformation. And because at my dad's house, we have wood floors, they're sealed, polished. It just needs to be wiped down. It could be the simplest of things. It doesn't need any harsh chemicals. I think you have wood floors, right, Melissa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
not
I'm
like
going
your
to rip
dad's.
it because
Ours,
I don't.
yeah, we don't have like high polish wood floors. We got ours to look
Yeah.
textured. Yeah.
Yes. So I would suggest, I don't, what do you use? Because I don't have wood floors, so I never answer this question.
Yeah,
Because
no
the
worries.
one thing is I feel like everyone has different types of wood floors,
Yeah.
sealed, engineered. Sometimes they're original OG. So
Let me ask you, what did you have before? Laminate?
I had laminate.
Yeah.
So laminate, I didn't wash very often. Also
Yeah.
didn't wear shoes in the house.
Yeah. What are you putting in to the condo?
Luxury vinyl.
Yes, we have luxury vinyl in the basement. I love it. Yeah, it's great. You're going to love it. It is so easy to clean. So let's answer this question about hardwood. So the best thing you can do for hardwood floors is sweep or vacuum with a proper head attachment so you're not causing scratches very regularly to remove debris. The next most important thing to do is to wipe up spills as they happen. Cleaning hardwood floors on a regular basis is detrimental to the wood. So we actually do not mop our floors very often, and I feel perfectly fine with that. What you can do to avoid buildup of like dead skin cells and foot oils kind of coming off your body is you can wear socks around the house, or you can wear indoor shoes as long as, of course, they're clean. You can avoid wearing shoes in the house. It gets challenging if you have a pet because like paw prints can get everywhere because, they will transfer oil from their paws. If you're going to do that, we have the Maker's mop, which you can find over at makersclean.com, which is a flathead mop, which is what I recommend. Too much moisture on a hardwood floor will ruin the floor. So using as little moisture as possible is ideal. I mix up a solution of 2 cups of water, a 1/4 teaspoon of dish soap in a spray bottle. I will spray, like I'll mist the floors, and then I use the Maker's mop. I use the W pattern. I work section by section. By the time I'm done a room, the floor is already dry. That's what I do. So I hope that helps. Okay, I'm going to take this question from Alicia Smith. What do I do if my son, who is potty training, peed on his beanbag chair? Can it be saved from the pee smell, or should it be tossed? Okay, Alicia. So we all know the anatomy of a beanbag chair, which is a fabric outer and then the beanbag inner. And if pee got into the beanbag inner, I think the chair is a lost cause. Now, what you can do if it's got a zip off cover is you can try to throw that into the washing machine, and you can use a scoop of oxygen bleach. You can do a super hot wash as long as your fabric care label says that it's okay to use both that water temperature as well as oxygen bleach. Your fabric care label will tell you that. BioClean Backout is also a really good option to get rid of the urine smell if it's not removable. But I'll just be honest, like I would give this a 30% chance of recovery. Otherwise, I would just call it a lost cause. And you know what? You're doing God's work. Potty training is not easy. So just take it with a grain of salt. It's okay.
Nice. Also, there's an enzyme cleaner from Amazon that really works well with urine stains.
Called?
It's enzyme cleaner.
It's just called enzyme cleaner?
Yeah, it's Amazon.
Okay. I have to check
Yeah,
that out. I've never heard of that.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Robin D says, why, whenever I wash my athletic clothes, especially black leggings, I get white residue when they come out of the laundry? I have a top loading, high efficiency machine. It's been across detergent brands. So I have a couple of questions that I would want you to think about, Robin. One, are you washing your athletic clothes with similar types of fabric? So if you have like synthetic fabrics, are you washing it that with like cotton fabrics like white cotton t-shirts, etc. I would maybe stop doing that if that's something that you are noticing. Turning your clothes inside out would be another great way to help avoid this. How you're loading the machine, I'm not sure if you're using powder, if you're using liquids, if you're using pods. The important thing here is you want to, whatever you're using, you want to put that in first, so your detergent first, and then you want to layer on your athletic clothing. And I would definitely suggest using something that's like more premium. So it has more cleaning enzymes and stuff like that to get your clean, the invisible odors, and any visible staining out. And then I would probably suggest using like a rinse product. Sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me because I feel like I'm pausing.
You're good.
A rinse product that you're gonna be using in the rinse cycle. So you can, instead of using, I'm not sure if you're using fabric softener, but I would suggest if you are using athletic clothing that is made with synthetic fibers, to avoid using any of that in the wash. Um, I have so many other questions that I would want to ask you about that. But if you use something like a Downy rinse and refresh, it can help to rinse the garment of any residues and any kind of buildup that might be happening on your clothing. Um, yes, why could this be happening? As I said, is there something linty in there? If you're putting too much detergent, could be another reason. If you're putting too many clothes into the wash, could be another reason where something in there is just not rinsing completely out of the wash. Melissa, any thoughts?
Yeah. So this is what I wanted to say. First of all, if your machine hasn't been cleaned in a while, you might notice this coming up more and more. So you might just want to run a tub clean cycle with like a fresh tablet or Tide powder. Carbona makes a gel product as well. So that could be a consideration. And number two is dosing. Like if you're not dosing the detergent correctly, then that is very often where you'll see the residue buildup. And leggings love to show that. It's like a known thing. So yeah. Okay. All right. This is another question from a different Robin, but this is Rockin' Robin. What is the best way to transfer laundry between floors? Recently moved kids to basement and our laundry is on the first floor. I guess a laundry basket, but any other ideas or products? So unless you have a laundry chute built into your house, which I've seen some very cool, like suction powered or vacuum powered ones on Instagram, or a dumbwaiter, which I used to think were creepy, but now honestly, how convenient would that be to have in a house? It would be amazing. Like, why don't we have them anymore? Probably because they're a safety hazard. Anyway, I'm answering all of my own questions here. But yeah, I think a laundry basket, I have yet to come across something that would be a better option. But I will say this, I use a tri-sorter for my laundry, which is essentially a rolling rack that has 3 separate fabric hanging bags where I separate out my lights, colors, and darks. And the easy thing about that is it's sort of like a long grocery bag style instead of a basket, which I think can kind of throw you off when you're going up and down stairs. So if you wanted to try that, you certainly could. That would be, Robin, my best suggestion for you.
Heather Casey says, are white clothes garbage after the yellow? Well, we hope not. But if you are using bleach, chlorine bleach, that is probably one of the reasons why they are yellowing. You can try using soaking it in like hydrogen peroxide or OxyClean White Revive, hot water, soaking it to see if there's something that you can do to bring it back. Um, that's what I would suggest. Soaking it overnight. And you might have to do it, try a couple of times to see if you can bring the magic back. I know there is something that's a little bit harsher called White Bright that is on the market that you can also try to see if it's something that will revive. But I would say that my biggest tip would be not to use chlorine bleach when it comes to your white clothing and
Yeah.
using an oxygen bleach. There's so many different kinds on the market, and just follow the dosing as well as the instructions, because some of them want hot water, other ones you might not have to use the hot water. Um, and take advantage of like the soaking. Pre-soaking clothes is something that my mom taught me, and to this day I still do it for some of my whites that are a little dingy.
Yeah, you are into pre-soaking. I know you've leaned heavy into that. And I totally agree with you. We don't use chlorine bleach in this house, and we have been totally fine. All right, Andrew Lee, how do we get ring out of the toilet bowl? So I'm imagining either the pink ring or the dark ring. Okay, so for my toilet, I decided like you can do the pumice stone if you want. So if you want to do the pumice stone method, you're going to take your toilet bowl brush, you're going to push the water down the chute of the toilet. Just make sure you have a really good distance so it's not splashing your face. That's right, Lori. I saw that reaction. And then you're going to glove up and you're going to use a pumice stone strictly for your toilet. And you can wet the stone and then use it to kind of scrub where the ring is. Now, I didn't really want to do that. So I decided to do the same thing where I push the water down the chute, but I just put Barkeeper's Friend in the toilet and it worked like a charm. So I just sprinkled the powdered BKF in there. I dipped the toilet bowl brush in. I kind of scrubbed. Like I always imagine when I'm cleaning a toilet, it's like, do you remember in Free Willy when they were brushing the whale's teeth? That's what I don't know. It's just why do I do that? Why did I need to share that? I didn't. Anyway, that's Lori, you're just the straight face is just making me feel really comfortable right now. Anyway, that's what I imagine. And this is what I do. More importantly, I'm going to answer the question. Yeah. So just scrub, get rid of that ring. The Barkeeper's Friend will take care of it. And that's one of the things I love about Barkeeper's Friend is A, how versatile it is, but B, just how efficient that product is. You can't fight it. It just works so well. So give that a whirl or a twirl around your toilet bowl and see how it works.
Christy Kahn says, what's the best way to clean gas stove grates? I feel like we answered this question when you talked about this, right? Melissa, this is what you were talking about with stove grates, where
Yeah. Well,
getting
that
a big
was
tub.
like oven racks, but yeah, the grates would
Yes,
be, yeah.
same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, getting whether you fill up, if you have to protect, I don't know if you have those protectors in the bottom of your sink, you can do that, or you could use, like Melissa said, a big rubber made tote, fill it up with hot water, and put it in the Cascade Cascade Platinum Plus, whatever you're using. Have the grates soak in that overnight, and then in the morning time, you can use a non-scratch. It should work pretty good.
Nice. All right. Here's a question from Scott Rogers. And I'm excited about this question because I have an answer. And Lori, it's going to make you smile too. My terry cloth towels and robe have become rather stiff. And I've tried everything from going to Tide powder with borax and washing soda and putting vinegar into the rinse, and they're still rough. Okay. So, Scott, one of the things I would ask you is if you're using fabric softener, and if you are, product in general absorbs into terry because terry is very thick. So when you put a thick material like that into the washing machine, it's just going to absorb anything that you put in there, extra product, extra detergent. So if you are putting all of that stuff in to try and get rid of the sort of harsh texture of the towels, you might actually be adding to the issue. So I want you to try this. And if it doesn't work, then you can try plan B and then go back to plan A. So plan A is going to be using basic laundry detergent. So just your premium laundry detergent. You don't need anything else. You don't need borax. You don't need any additives. And then you're going to use Downy Rinse and Refresh, which is, so 5 cups of white vinegar can do the same thing that a dose of like a couple tablespoons of Downy Rinse and Refresh can do. The difference with Downy Rinse and Refresh is that because it goes into your fabric softener compartment and it doesn't need a high volume like vinegar, it can go into the rinse phase of the wash cycle, which is the key time that that product has to be dispensed in order for it to do its job. With vinegar, we kind of pour it in, and it usually gets washed away immediately. So it actually doesn't work unless you have a top loader and unless you time your load such that as soon as the rinse cycle starts, you're there and you're pouring the 5 cups of vinegar in. It's like a very involved process. So Downy Rinse and Refresh is going to help to get rid of any of that excess fat buildup in the fabric, release it, and help to soften it up. If that doesn't work, plan B is to do laundry stripping. You're only going to do it one time. You can find the recipe for laundry stripping online. That's going to be your last ditch effort. Then you're going to launder. You're just going to rinse in the machine, dry. And then as you continue laundering your towels, like your terry stuff, you're going to use the correct amount of detergent, and you're always going to use Downy Rinse and Refresh. I know I talk about rinse and refresh all the time. Lori is the same as me. Like, we are so obsessed with this product because we've just seen the science and it is irrefutable. Like, the difference that product makes in laundry is unbelievable. So I hope that helps. I hope that helps you, Scott.
Mm-hmm. Jackie says, how do I clean ink stains out of my carpet? Is my only choice to replace the carpet. Well, I'm not sure how big the ink stain is. I don't know if it's like pen ink or if it's something else. One of the products I like using is Folex. It is one of those multi-purpose. It removes stains, red wine stains, just a bunch of different stains. So I believe you can get that on Amazon or like a Home Depot. As I said, I'm not sure how big your stain is and how involved it is, but you'd want to like follow the directions, because I know that it says like not to rub, but like more of a pat in gesture when you are using it to get rid or get the whatever stain, because there's a whole plethora of stains that it can get out. So that would be my suggestion, is checking out a product like Folex.
Yeah, I love that. I know Zach would also recommend trying something like a solvent, like a little bit of rubbing alcohol. But you would have to test that in a small area first. Zach from G's New York, another friend of ours in the laundry space. Okay, here's a question from Ashley Tren. I have a child who has frequent accidents. I'm struggling to get the urine smell out of his clothes. I'm wondering what you would suggest to remove the smell. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, this is, Ashley, this is a solvable problem. It's always nice when you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do here? And there really is a solution. So to get rid of the urine odor, what I would recommend is a scoop of oxygen bleach powder added to the load. And Lori, I'll take you up on advising on this one as well, in case you have a different approach. But I would add a scoop of oxygen bleach. This is one of those times where I would use hot water. I don't often recommend hot water. I rarely do, but I really want the oxygen bleach to pack a full punch. And then I would use a premium detergent. So something that can really get the job done. The reason we always say premium detergent is because if it's a budget detergent, it is mostly comprises water. A very small percentage of the bottle or the package actually has chemicals that can clean. So when you're buying a premium detergent, why we like it is because you're not paying for the water, you're paying for the product. So that's what I would do. I would do a scoop of oxygen bleach. You can even pre-soak. Lori was talking about pre-soaking. So you can get like one of those Rubbermaid tubs. You know, if you don't have a top loading machine, you can get a Rubbermaid tub, soak even overnight, and then toss everything into the wash and launder as usual. That should help. And don't feel bad. A lot of people go through this. A lot of parents go through it. It's just one of those things people don't talk about. But I'm really glad that you asked that question. Lori, would you say anything different?
No, I think that is good. I would just suggest, I know you said it was closed, but I would suggest to make things easier is to protect your mattress and make sure you have a mattress protector. It's one of the things I say all the time for people for these types of situations. 100%. You definitely want to have an enzyme cleaner that's going to go in and like kind of break up that urine smell. So
Yeah. Good one.
okay, here we have this. Sing it. What are your thoughts on plug-in dust eliminators? Do you know what a plug-in dust eliminator is, Melissa?
So what I think when I hear that, hi, sing it, by the way, what I think is like one of the Dyson air purifiers. That's what when I hear
Okay, so if
a
it's an air
plug-in dust eliminator,
purifier,
that's what I'm hearing. I hope I'm right, sing it. You can let us know in the
okay, so
comments.
air purifiers. Yeah, air purifiers. I think that they are great. I started using my Dyson. I have the formaldehyde and it has a HEPA filter, and I think it's great. I also saw the big and quiet one, so big for great big rooms. I think it blows like up to 32 feet. Knowing that we just don't necessarily see what's in the air, if you have allergies or asthma, likely, I think having something like this to help to cleanse the air is important. And I love that they come in a variety of different sizes, right? So you can get one based on your price point off of Amazon. And I love that if you need to put something, in your room, you can put something in your room. If you need something bigger, you can get something bigger. So overall, I think it really depends on like the city that you're in and stuff like that. I say air purifier, but I don't necessarily know that it's like out there. Like if your expectations um, for it to dust and remove dust off of surfaces, I don't think that that necessarily is what it will do. But if it means to like purify the air and you have any kind of you know breathing difficulties, I think they're great, and I have one in my house.
Yeah. Um, and with your reno, it's going to be great when you move into your new place. You can run. We have that same one that you have, the one that detects and removes formaldehyde. And Ronit, who's actually my assistant, who's doing all of the back end work on this. She's probably smiling right now because she knows what I'm going to say. They recently redid their basement, and she borrowed mine and took it to the house. And it was amazing to watch because on Dyson machines, you can see on the screen as it picks up particles, it gives you a visual of what it's picking up. And she kept sending me photos. She's like, I cannot believe this. And like, just how unbelievable. It's like, as you said, it's silent. You can't see it. So you don't know it's there, but it's affecting your body. And I think air care is one of those things, especially during and post COVID, that has become really important and in the fore of the
Important.
conversation. This is funny. Elizabeth
If
Goosen
it
says,
can,
what? Yes, go.
no, I was saying if only it could just remove the dust off of the surfaces too.
Yeah. Maybe
That'd be
Dyson's
perfect.
working on that. I'll talk to them. Elizabeth Goosen says, hi, Melissa. Ever thought of renaming your W pattern to the M pattern for Melissa Maker? I love that journey for myself. That's so fun. Yeah, maybe I should. I haven't thought of that. And if I did that, it would probably seem really arrogant, but kind of cool too. Like owning the floor cleaning pattern. Like,
Yeah.
of course,
Do
in
the M powder. I think you should totally change it.
yeah, in like 2094, people are going to be teaching their children how to mop floors, and they're going to be like, do the M
The maker
pattern.
method.
Yeah. And then they're going
The
to
maker
go on
method.
Wikipedia and it's going to explain the origin. Maybe I will. I don't know. Elizabeth, I'm going to think about that one. That's not a bad idea because essentially an
it's a
M
no-brainer.
is a W flipped upside down. So,
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah. All right, Lori, do you have another question? Our last question?
Yes.
Okay.
Tammy Curry says, Hola from Mexico. I get water spots on my kitchen tiling and I don't catch it right away. Is there a way to remove the water spots? Yes. I mean, I think it's really important to, which I feel like I've had this conversation with the lady that I was getting my tile from my bathroom. And she's like, squeegee. She's like, squeegee this in order to help avoid this. So could you go back in with something to like, an all-purpose cleaner, dish soap, or just like soapy water and squeegee it away, wipe it away? Yes, you can. And then if you can just get in the habit of just like wiping, if you have any water spots. Yeah.
I love vinegar, like vinegar to get rid of water spots too. It's just like such an easy, quick fix. So Glory, we got all of our questions answered in an hour. I'm pretty impressed. I want to remind everyone that over at Makers Clean, we've got our flash sale Friday deal, which is our large space kits currently being offered at 30% off. So if you love yourself a microfiber cloth, but want the best quality ones, that's when you would visit Makers Clean and you can enjoy 30% off today. You don't need a coupon code. It is already marked down on the website. So go enjoy that. And for any other purchase you want to make, regular priced items, you can use the code YouTube10 to save 10% on everything else. Don't forget to go and find Lori all over the internet. She is at Now It's Clean. She's on Instagram. She's on TikTok. And she's going to get herself on YouTube. And we're going to be in Texas next week. If you didn't hear this earlier. And we're going to be live streaming our big announcement that we're doing with Tide. So, oh my gosh, it is amazing. You got to stay tuned. Lori, it was so much fun having you on today.
Thanks so much for having me.
And
Thanks so much for having me. It was so fun.
It was really fun. And I'll see you at the airport on Thursday.